The whole place is an absolute jungle now, and I've been saying this every time I come over, and I'm so shocked that I'm actually being lost in all this foliage now. The corn, the pumpkins, the banana plant, the nasturtiums, everything is just taking over this plot, and it's made me realise that it's absolutely beautiful. It's a massive polyculture haven. The pests are all fighting against each other, and I've not had much pest damage this year, but next year I'm going to change a few things. But today I've come over for something really, really exciting. So I've come over to release more hedgehogs. So as you know, 2 weeks ago we released Ritchie onto the plot, and he has been foraging around here like no tomorrow. And then Mark brought over Fonzie, which they're all named after Happy Days characters from an old American sitcom. But today we're going to release more of them, so I'm excited that we've got a few, and they won't all stay on this plot. You know, hedgehogs tend to have their own little domains, so they'll all disperse eventually, but I'm hoping that one of them will stay on here, meet themselves a little girlfriend, and have a nice little family, and we can watch them. You know, they'll hibernate through the winter, and hopefully in spring they'll all come out. And yeah, I'm probably overdoing it really by thinking about that, but that's my plan anyway. I'm hoping that we'll have a nice little family that'll come up here, knock down the slug population, and then, you know, again, another thing that's helping this plot is hedgehogs and everything else in between. So I'm glad that I've had so much good response from the comments about the hedgehogs. So right, let's release some more hedgehogs.
Yeah, if you hold him like
he's already had a wee.
Sort of, if he goes to roll into a ball,
see, look, he's
right?
Over me.
You just sort of tip it underneath, he'll be fine.
Oh, that's spiky, isn't he?
Well, it's a hedgehog, you know.
He's wet underneath because he just had a wee.
He's a good size, isn't he?
Look at him.
He's nice, isn't he? Go on, eh?
Look at him. Oh, he's balling up now, Mark.
All right, don't worry. You okay?
Let's put him back in there now. That's enough, Mark. So we're going to put him back into his little makeshift house.
Yeah, and you'll come out then tonight when he...
Oh.
Yeah, turn him over nice and gently, and then you'll come out then.
Oh God, let's put him down here. But you can have this one back now as well.
You've got another one here, mine as well.
Oh.
That's great, is it?
There you are. So they're all released, and I'm hoping now that they'll all disperse, they'll live happily on this plot and on this site, and then they'll produce and just make more babies, and this should help, and they'll be safe in this environment as well, rather than being knocked around the roads. And yeah, it's horrible seeing a hedgehog being flattened on the ground, so I'm hoping now they'll be in here nice and safe and secure, and I'm hoping that they'll increase the population of hedgehogs, because they are, you know, in decline, and if I can help that a little bit, then I'm all for it, and you should do it too. So my advice would be to contact your local hedgehog rescues. You know, have a little Google, have a little search for them, and then give them a little message and say, you know, I've got an allotment site, a little part of it is left alone. You know, I'm happy to introduce them onto the plot as well, and they'd be nice and safe. And what better way to use our allotments to help a dying out, you know, species, and we don't want that. You know, I love hedgehogs, and I think if we all help, you know, the hedgehog population, then how amazing would that be that we can use our allotment sites for that? Right, let's check the night camera, see what's been going on the plot.
We're falling out, we have reached disaster. Don't know where we're gonna be after. And we do it all again and again and again and again. Again and again and again and again. We're falling down, we faded. But I know that we can save it. Cause we're like Alpha and Omega. Whatever happens doesn't matter, I know we can sort it out. Alpha and Omega. Even if we go all out and break us down, I know we are Alpha and Omega. Whatever happens doesn't matter, I know we can sort it out. Alpha and Omega. Alpha and Omega. Like the waves pull you down underwater. we're falling down, we fading.
How fantastic was that? How active are these hedgehogs now? They are taking over this plot and I'm absolutely all for it. So yeah, just consider, like I said, putting some on your plot, and also consider things like don't use those like bird netting because they might get snared in them, and also just be mindful that if you have got hedgehogs on your site, leave the nest alone, you know, don't disturb it, and yeah, protect our wildlife. So that's all 4 hedgehogs now added to the plot. We've got Ritchie, Fonzie, Ralph and Potsy. So if you're not already, here's my Instagram. I also have more updates. I have daily updates there on how the hedgehogs are going, everything else that's happening in the garden. So if you're not already, subscribe and follow me here on YouTube, and also follow me on Instagram. Another thing as well is if you've got a pond, make sure that you've got an embankment or a big log or something that if they do fall in, they can climb out, because there's nothing worse than finding a hedgehog, you know, drowning or suffering in your pond. So make sure they can get out. That's why when I built this one, I put a nice beach area because I knew this was going to be happening. So I made sure that if they fall in, they can swim to the one side and walk up the gravel and then get straight back out, and they're safe. So be mindful if you are going to do this. Make sure your plot is nice and safe for them as well, and just have a little research as well. But yeah, I've been putting food down for a few weeks now, but I am actually slowly stopping that so that they actually get used to the environment and looking for food themselves. But I am giving them a little help along as well. But yeah, before long I'm going to be stopping it. But for now I am fattening them up a little bit because, you know, they're going to be hibernating in winter, so I'm happy to do that for now. But then it's dog eat dog after that. They have to find their own food. So a member of the channel sent me this for my birthday, and it's very fitting for this channel. Let me show you. So Michelle, one of the members of this channel, and if you want to become a member of this channel, there's a little membership thing on the bottom. It just supports the channel a little bit better, and I can produce more things, get more gadgets and things like that. But look what she sent. A mole for the garden. So he lies like this, sunbathing, and I think I know just the place for him. Now, I know I said no moles on the plot, but he seems to fit really well there. Let him sunbathe next to the pond. So thanks very much, Michelle, for that. That is the only mole I want on this plot, is concrete ones. Hopefully they've all gone. I can still hear buzzing and all around, but so far so good. No more moles. So remember I showed you about a week or so ago Linda and Doug's plot. I was watering while they were on holiday, and I was really encouraging them to have like this nature pond. Let's go have a look at what they've done. It is an absolute glorious day, and I'm just heading down now, but look at the plots now. You can just see that everyone is full of food, full of life, and I just absolutely love it. So have a look at this. So everyone's now got like loads of flowers going. This Cheryl's plot there, and everyone now is full of beans, pumpkins, fruit. And look at those beautiful dahlias. Absolutely beautiful. Sometimes I just like to walk around the plot, take some ideas, and I write them down in my phone as well. And I think, God, that, you know, that was clever. But I'm trying to get the okay, we're up here. So this is Linda and Doug's plot, and I've shown it before, but I'm really happy that they sent me a photograph and showed me their pond, and it looks absolutely beautiful. Let me show you. Look at this, absolutely stunning pond. So what they've done is they've added a solar pump here, and they've run it into the pond, and they've got an old tap. So they've fitted it in here. And look at that. That's just, I just can't believe it, honestly. How amazing is that? Do you know what I mean? That's giving me an idea. I did have an idea with some old copper pipes for the front of the plot, but hear that water. Absolutely stunning. And this is what I'm saying. It's nice that other people, you know, they'll take a little bit of advice, and so do I. I'm just like, you know, put a pond in there. You know, have some nature on your plot. Don't think it all has to be crop after crop after crop. You know, have some fun with your plot, because you're going to be down here a long time. So make it pretty. you know, make it be an environment that you want to be around and have a nice cup of tea and break as well, not just raised bed after raised bed after raised bed. And this pond is beautiful. So Doug and Linda have also modified the bottom of that IBC from my plot, as I showed you before. But they've also added a bit of roofing on it now to take, you know, more surface area that will capture some rain and fill this barrel up quicker. So beautiful. Another thing that they've done as well is that they've used some piping and they've connected it in a way so that they've got some good brassica beds here. And yeah, it'll keep the birds out, it'll keep all the pests out, and they're a good height as well. Another thing that I want to show you as well that a plot holder has been doing is using their old canes and stacking them and weaving them in a way. Look at this. Look at this fencing, all made out of old bamboo canes. Isn't it beautiful? How lovely was that pond? It's just absolutely giving me so much inspiration, because even though I've got a pond at the back of the plot, I'm thinking of having a small water feature in this area, because you don't actually hear the water trickling at the back down here. So I'm thinking, how lovely would it be to do this? To add an old Belfast sink here with a nice copper tap style running water into it, and then I just think that look absolutely beautiful here. Or if not a Belfast sink, maybe an old metal bath or something, and all the flowers growing around it. So that's inspired me now to start searching for a Belfast sink. I have one that I've had since I was a child, and I've always grown plants in it, and before that I always had frogs in it, and my father actually used to put frogs in it when he was a child as well, and my nan gave it to me when they moved house, and I inherited it, but my mum won't give it me. She says no, it needs to stay in the family garden, but I'd love to put it here, but she says no, she's not, even though it's mine, but she's not having it. And I do agree, you know, it's been in the family a long time, but I'd love to bring it over here, so I'm gonna get one either way. So that's now on my list to look for another project, something else to tick off and do in autumn. So in the jungle over here, the lettuces are doing really well. They're doing really well under here. This is just to keep the birds off, mainly pigeons. But overall, these lettuces, they're looking all right. So as I mentioned before, the pond doesn't seem to be pumping very well when it's shady. And look at all the pond skaters as well. Nature has found this pond. So as I was saying, you know, the pond doesn't seem to be pumping very well. There's a gap in the day around about this time, you know, between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. where there's no sun on the solar panel. So I've got an idea. I'm still going to use the setup I've got, but I'm going to have another fountain or a bypass that I can add to the pond, that I can flick a switch inside the shed and turn a pump on, so that I'll have like a waterfall or something here, like a nice waterfall. So I don't stop, do I? I promised I was going to slow down, but I'm not. I'm going to add a nice little waterfall to that, and then I can flick a switch in the shed when we haven't got no sun, so I've still got constant water in, but I don't want it too powerful, because frogs and all don't actually like running water. So don't make your pond too, you know, turbulent. So, but plans. So thank you so much for everyone who congratulated me on my 4K, and I'm already creeping, so it won't be long before I'll be, fingers crossed, celebrating 5K. But thank you so much for all the support, all the extra subs that I've had since, and as you all know, I'm truly grateful. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the garden one last boost of the summer, and Shropshire Seaweed sent me yet again another bottle of their organic fertilizer, so thank you so much for sending that. They sent me one of these every year since I've had the channel, and it's always been a brilliant feed, and apart from the one that I make myself, I've always used this, so I'll put a link in the description for this. I know a few others recommend it, but I absolutely love this stuff. So this is good for my tomatoes, and also for my for your plants and your lawns as well. So what I'll do now is I'll add some of this into a barrel and use my Bosch pump and water it all through. It's as easy as that. You know, you can add this to a watering can, but obviously you've seen my irrigation system I've got set up. That's run off solar and battery power. So it's as easy as that. let me show you the tomatoes. Absolute crazy. So while we're in here, I'll show you an update of the plant surge. So as you know, I put plant surge on this side of the irrigation and not on this side of the irrigation. Look at the difference. They've all been pruned at the same time. This, so much foliage. I will admit that this side is ripening a lot more tomatoes first. However, I have been harvesting tomatoes from here, but this side has got a lot more foliage and there is a lot more tomatoes. So far, this side looks like more healthier plants, but I haven't harvested all the tomatoes off here yet. This is the first time that I'm going to be taking some from this area. This, I'm just constantly harvesting these Elsa Craig and the honeycomb. So they're absolutely beautiful. I'm definitely going to recommend these. Next year I won't be doing the sun gold at all. These will be my beautiful orange tomatoes and I will not be doing the sun gold anymore, and I never thought I'd say that. So it looks like I'm gonna have to do a tomato harvest as well. Everything is just going nuts. I can't cope with the amount of food that I've got. Having 2 plots has made me realize that I'm growing loads and loads and loads. So I brought my trusty basket over. This one is huge. It's perfect for runner beans and also to have a good harvest. So I'm hoping to get some runner beans today, some baby potatoes. I'm hoping for some carrots. I'm gonna look in the buckets and hopefully we can have some carrots out of those. I think they might be ready now, even if they're small, but I'm gonna have a nice chicken in nice red wine sauce tonight and I want some veg to go with it. Let's go.
In and out of love, never get enough. We never seem to get older. When things are going right, you seem to have the time. But when it's hard, you just grow colder. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires. The words repeat, cause we're scared of the silence. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires, fires around ourselves. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires. The words repeat, cause we're scared of the silence. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires, fires around ourselves. It's deja vu. Memories come back when I'm with you. It's deja vu. Memories come back.
That's not a bad little harvest. I'm so pleased with that. I'll make some nice ketchups with that. I've got some pink for apples, a cucumber, some runner beans and also some shallots for the gravy sauce for tonight. I'm Danny and this is the Grapevine Garden.